Welcome to Project 5. We're going to plot curves today. Now, you're asking, what is plotting curves? Well, when you take an image like the one that we have in front of us, this part, if I were going to draw this in multi-view orthographics, looking straight onto this would be my front view. Of course, looking right through this direction would be my right side, and of course on top of this would be my top view. Well, we can start laying out these multi-view orthographics pretty easily. However, when we get to the top view, because we've got an angle here and we got this radius here, how in the world is this little line going to come into play? How are we going to plot that in? And I'm going to show you how to do that today. First thing I want to do is I want to collapse this and bring it over here so I can look at it, get a little bit more information on it. And I went ahead in AutoCAD and I drawed just real basic my front, top, and right side, as you see, by these dimensions. Now this is as far as I've got. You can see here in the front, this is this piece on the front, this is that curve. Alright, here's the angle coming down, which is this. Over here on the right side, here's this. Here's that angle coming down. You see that? Here's the arc, which is this, and then of course here's this flat space, this rectangle or square. Up here on the top, I've got this rectangle representing this, and only thing I can't get is I got to figure out where in the world this taper meets up with this radius. And to do it, it's not too hard. It's pretty simple, and I'll show you the method of how to do it. First thing I always do would be to come up here. I'll go right up here to this tab, and I want to hit Show Menu Bar and put this menu across. Then I want to close that back down so I can see this. I'll hit Format, and then I'll hit Units. Now, after I got this this bar up here, as you see, I want to hit Format, and I want to come down to Point Style. Click. And I want to use this point style right here in absolute unit and hit OK. And what that does is I can draw points now. And those are really large, so you have to go back into Format, Point Style, and set those. Where I set it to an absolute, probably 0.125 would be the best look for them. That looks a lot better. And this is what I do. This is how I set this up. I basically come in here and I got to project off one to the other to get this to work. Now, what I want to do is just use my nearest. Of course, I hit line, and then I just. Now you can also come up here in Tools, Toolbars, AutoCAD, and you can find your Object Snap, which is this Object Snap bar right here. But I always hit line and then I hit Control right click, and then it brings up this tab, and I hit nearest, and I'm just going to float down on this line right here, catch it somewhere right there, and bring this across where it hits that curve. So you're coming off this taper, you're hitting this curve, bring it up and bring it over, just like that. Now, to complete it, line, come down here and hit this and bring it straight up. Where those two crosses right there, that would be where you put a point. So hit Draw, Point, put a point in. Let's do that again. And basically, to keep it clean and easy, I just take and I erase off what you don't need. Hit your line again. We're just going to go on down the way. And the more that you put in, the more lines you put in, the more accurate it's going to be. The less lines, it's not going to be as smooth or as accurate. I mean, you're still going to get the exact shape of it, but it's not going to be as smooth and as accurate. So the more you put in, the better that'll look. But just for time constraints on this video, I'm just going to put a few in. And I'll hit this other one. I'll hit it about right there. Bring it across. Hit. Bring up. Bring it across. Let's bring it across straight over. Grab this one and bring it straight up. Hit Draw, Points, grab that right there, and I'll just leave those lines in. Control, nearest, we'll grab that point to that point, straight up, to that point, bring it over, Make sure you. This is the only thing when you get a lot of lines. It's good that you have to see where you're at, but you just got to make sure that you're on the right one whenever you close them up, put your point in. So now hit my nearest button again. Nearest. Come over here and hit this point. Come straight up. Bring it over. Straight up. And then put our point in. Do it again. Hit line. Come down here and grab. Well, that's as far as it goes, isn't it? So we now, if you look here, right there is where that stops at. So we might go up here and just grab maybe one more line. Somewhere right there would be probably pretty good. Come across and we'll hit it right there. It's right there, and bring it straight across. And hit line. Then we're going to take and bring that up. Put my point in here. And of course this one's stopping right here. Then there's going to be a little bit of an, on this top view, you're going to see a little bit, it's going to just kind of come out all the way to this end point right here. And we could have put a lot more points in there and it made it smoother, but we'll just actually come on out there and hit that. And what you're saying is on that is you're hitting that to that. When you bring that straight up, that'll all tie in together at the same point, as y'all see there. And that would be your last point. Like I said, the more points you put in, the more accurate it is. But anyways, I'm just going to delete them out. And now we've got this this plotted curve in here. And to put that plotted curve together, what I do is I come up here and hit polyline, click on it, and when you're using your object snaps here, make sure your node is turned on. You can also come down here into your object snap, hit settings, turn on the node button, okay, and basically hit your line or polyline, start right there, grab those nodes down through here, just like that. Come back up to format, point style, and we'll turn that point style off. They're still there, we just turned it off. You can turn it back on anytime you want. And you can see this line, it's plotted down through here. Now, let's make that look a little smoother. I know you all have used Polyline Edit probably in your CAD 100, but to do that, if you haven't, click up here in your Modify, and there's an Edit Polyline. You can click on that, or you can hit PE, Polyline Edit, whichever one you want to hit. And click on, it'll ask you to select your polyline. I'll click on this one, and you got different choices: join, width, edit vertex, fit, spline. You want to use the fit, and it just smooths it up and it hits all those points. Now if I were to go back up here and hit format and point style and put my point back in, you can see it's still hitting your points. It just smoothed the line up. Instead of lines jagged, it actually smoothed it up for you, kind of like a regen on this program. So I'm just going to turn that back off. There it is. So there's your top, there's your front, there's your right side of this exact object right here. And that's how we plotted that curve in. And you'll see a lot of things like that down the road. And real quick, I'm just going to run back into Inventor here, and I'll show you that this is what this thing looks like. Again, there's my front, there's my right side, and here is the top. And there's that curved line that we just put into it. And we go back and look at AutoCAD, and you can see right there it is.